To summarize from the beginning, not looking for comfort or materialistic happiness. For those who are not looking just materialistic comfort. For those who are looking something more, that is some kind of something that is beyond this materialistic world. For someone who feels inadequate or awkward feeling towards this materialistic life. First, it's important to finding a non-deceptive refuge object. Someone who will not deceive you, basically. And for us, I'm sure for different people, they will find their own answer. But for us, let's assume that we have found in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha as the most reliable or the non-deceptive object of refuge. And knowing that the only way to actualize or achieve the liberation is by crushing this cherishing of the self, is through practice of the bodhicitta, in other words, cherishing the others. So we lay this very important foundation of refuge and bodhicitta. Absolutely important, something that we are not to forget. And then to cleanse oneself, to be prepared for the nectar of the Dharma, we have out of the vast skillful means of the Vajrayana, we have the practice of the sadhana of Vajrasattva. Through the Vajrasattva we cleanse ourselves. We accumulate merit by making mandala offerings and with a realization that without the merit, nothing can be done, especially study and the practice of the Dharma. Especially the blessing of the Dzogpa Chenpo must come from the blessing of the Guru and one's own merit.
特别的一点呢，就是如果你想得到大圆满的加持的话，大圆满的加持一定要来自上师的加持和你自己的功德。
As part of the mandala offering, and as part of the not mandala offering, as part of the accumulation of the merit, and also dismantling of the 4 maras, and together with this, we to fulfill, to pay back all the karmic debt, we have the kusali practice. 4 maras are basically like it's like the frame. It's like the frame that like you have a photograph that you frame. 4 maras are your frame. The 4 maras is what makes you, basically. Cutting this frame, dismantling this frame is practice of kusali. At times it's also known as the practice of cutting. Everywhere these days the is becoming very popular. I have a slight suspicion that they all like to sing, and probably that's the only reason. And of course, they like all the other paraphernalia, like the human, like the trumpet and the damaru and all that. And the worst is they like their own voice. They're in love with their own voice. And that, by the way, loving your own voice, loving yours, basically loving, this vanity is the son of the Mara. First frame. Son of the God. No, sorry, son of the God. The Mara, the son of the God. And then, of course, the aggregate, the Mara of the aggregates. And then Mara of the emotion. When there's this three, there's a Mara of exhaustion or the death. Well, these four Maras are what we are made. These are our ingredients. This, like it's like a tomato soup has a, certain ingredients. Without the ingredients, there's no tomato soup. So, so-called us, me, us is this four Maras. And this Kusali practice is really, really good. This, Kusali means, beggar, kind of the destitute. You don't really have to spend much. You really nothing basically. Your own body. You are accumulating merit through your own body. Well, as you have noticed, all the description of the visualizations I have not gone through with detail, because I think you can also read this, and I'm only telling you here the sort of the theory and what you need to know, the sort of the theory behind. The description and all of that is very relative. So I'm not going to explain this, completely. In the actual technique of practicing, as we say, pay, be, then transfer our consciousness. Our consciousness comes out of our body and up in the space, arise ourselves instantly as a dakini. Basically a dakini, you reason. And by the way, do you know what dakini means? It's equal to bitch. It's worse than that, actually. Yes, Gedun Shepherd said it's very funny these days. Some people, like looking for dakinis, if it is some beautiful, wholesome this. Some people are very proud of thinking that they are the dakini. But dakini is worse than bitch, basically. And then this dakini then cut your ex-body, so to speak. Cut it into pieces and then bless this with letter Om Ahum. And then your body, your blood, your vein, all this becomes nectar. I think nectar, the Amrita, is such a very, very, very big study in the Tantrayana. At this point, I think the closest thing that you can think of is Amrita is a substance that is multifunction. Like I can offer this to a person as I can offer this to the Buddha as an offering of flower. I can offer this to a girl, which could lead to things. I can offer this to a goat, which we know what happens. So one substance having multifunction. And that is the reality of all phenomena, you see. Actually, it's not like it's transformation. Actually, it's not a transformation. It is how it is. So you are this pus, blood, hair, skin, all of this transforming into multifunction offering substance, offered to the Guru, Deva, Dakini, Buddha, Bodhisattvas, all the just Buddhas of the past, present, and the future, the 10 directions. So as I was saying, the Kusali practice is cutting the foreframe of the maras. At the same time, now it's accumulation of the merit. And accumulation of the merit not only with the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, sublime field of merit, but also make offering of this nectar to all the sentient beings and fulfill their wishes. May they have bodhicitta, so on and so forth. Then, specially offer to all those whom we have karmic debt with. And karmic debt we have a lot. Every second, every moment when we do something, we may be into a deeper debt. And the debt actually is the cause of making ourselves vulnerable, easy target. Towards the end of the offering, all the object of the offering, the substance of the offering, sentient beings, demons, blood drinkers, all of them dissolve into you, and you also dissolve. The same thing, and then dedicate the merit.
Dissolve into yourself.
Or yeah, whatever. Different lamas would say different things. And now the Guru Yoga. Yesterday or day before I said something like master is so crucial for any spiritual seeking. I think that is true with everything, right? Even to ride a bicycle, it helps to have someone to teach you. You can read books and all of that, but everybody has different weakness. Everybody has different strength. Nobody has patience. Nobody has that much time. So, a good coach, good guide, can really lead through all of that, save lots of time. So I really want to clear this. We say master is important. No matter what we do, even for riding a bicycle, someone to teach you will be important. Of course, in the Dharma studies, that's very important. Same thing here. But I really want you to know this. This is very important. In the Tantrayana, the reason for having the master is not just that. Actually, that's the least important. It is, but there's something much more than that. This is difficult to understand. And if you are really want to practice the Tantra, you must understand this. You don't want to become like me, who will regret after like 50 years that that you have wasted so much time. Yes, I think the general language is we need a guru to teach us. But the teach, what does that mean? Teach is very vast. Teach means so much. Teach could, right now teach is like somebody talking, reading things, and explaining things, isn't it? But that's just kindergarten stuff. Even for myself, I've realized this much later. It's just, this is how thick one can become. I have received so many teachings from the Khenpos, great, and they're very compassionate and they're great masters. Khenpos, they talk and talk and talk, and they can really recite the sutras, they can recite the shastra almost from the, like from backwards they could read. That's what we call general teacher's job, right? Teaching, talking, basically. Then there are teachers like, after Dzongsar Khentse Rinpoche passed away, I didn't have many, I'm a very cynical person. I don't trust many lamas. Still I don't, actually. I have to tell you the truth. And but after Dzongsar Khentse Rinpoche passed away, I need to have somebody to ask. a little bit of my practice, and so this is much later, which I regret so much, because I should have gone earlier, so to speak, to meet to Ujin Rinpoche. And it's so embarrassing. Rewinding back all of this is so embarrassing, actually, because I would write down my questions, some like intellectual questions. What is the difference between this and that? So and so Lama says this. What does he mean? All of that. Completely. It's so embarrassing. I would go like a page or 2 pages of questions to him. Every time I go and see him, he makes such a big deal. His veneration towards, supposedly my previous incarnation, Khentse Rinpoche, or also I think Dujum Rinpoche's family. And then he has all these attendants, nuns, then he's like always become suddenly so fussy, serve Rinpoche tea. And then they will bring the tea in. Did you put milk? How much milk did you put? Did you put sugar too much? Maybe Rinpoche doesn't drink. All that, about an hour of that. So, and then of course, it will be time for me to leave. And then really, all he would say is, don't worry, that's it. He would say. And just that word, don't worry, can really settle me 6, 7, 8 months. Those, numbers of questions are completely useless, So I'm telling you this because I think we have the teacher is especially in the Tantrayana. Teacher is like a reflection of your face in the mirror. Okay, what do we want? We want to see the Buddha. And we have been told again and again, your mind is the Buddha. Everywhere it's written in calligraphies, in the books, everywhere your mind is the Buddha again and again. It doesn't work, doesn't do anything. So you need to see that, you need to really see it, you need to really recognize it. So it's a bit like this. I'll give you one example. You see, I have the Buddha nature. Anyway, that's what they say. That's what the sutras say and the shastras say. And I kind of know that everything is my projection. So I can look at someone like Deva here, and he's my projection, of course. And my merit and my projection towards him just see him as a completely spaced out person. That's it. Nothing more. Just, that's the only projection that I can appreciate. But my teachers, like Khentse Rinpoche, my merit, my projection, accompanied by merit, my merit, has a different kinds of projection towards Khentse Rinpoche. As far as being the projection, as far as being a projection, there's really no difference at all between Khentse Rinpoche and Deva. At all. Not a single difference. We hear from the tantric texts, one must see the Guru as the Buddha. There's many ways to understand this. I mean, one very kindergarten way is just think that he is a golden color, he has the Ushinisha, he has all of that. That's one very kindergarten way, though. See, for someone like me, my merit, my devotion has only allowed to see Khentse Rinpoche as a giant, big, and beautiful too, to the certain, my own projection of beautiful. That's it, as a human, as someone who, doze off sometimes, someone who eats, someone who goes to toilet sometimes. That's about the only thing that my merit is allowing. And by the way, this is not really a complaint, no? I think might as well that I have my teacher, the projection of him going to toilet, eating, all of that. Because otherwise, if it is otherwise, I don't know how I will take it. Because of my defilement, I like him to be a human being too. I like him to have one nose instead of two. And I like him to have all these human attributes too. Because that way I feel that it's communicatable. I can talk to him, he can talk to me. Okay, if my merit really increases and my defilement decreases, I'm sure my projection towards him will be totally different. This is why I like the praise to the, like gurus, like we say, he is the source of all the Buddhas. For instance, like one of my main idam practice is Aryatara, my Aryatara. And I'm sure if my merit increases, defilement decreases, I will see him as this most beautiful woman. And that's fine, perfectly. I'm actually the example that I'm giving you has a little bit of personal experience. I've even told Rinpoche that Khentse Rinpoche is many times sort of referred as the emanation of Manjushri, So when I do my Manjushri sadhana, when I try to visualize Khentse Rinpoche as a Manjushri, I have a difficulty. It just doesn't click, I don't know. But when I do the Aryatara, the white Aryatara, and even those days when I try to visualize Khentse Rinpoche as Aryatara, just much better than the Manjushri. See, in a way, it doesn't really make sense. He's a man, and Manjushri is a man. It would be easier. But it doesn't work like that. Probably, I have enough merit to see him, project him as Khentse Rinpoche, also as Aryatara at times. So this is how communication between one's Buddha nature and the reflection of this Buddha nature manifests, which I'm sorry to say at the moment is not happening with Mr. Deva, but I will try to have it. Because after all, we are supposed to, because everything is a Guru's manifestation. All appearance as the Guru. That's one of the main practice, isn't it? See, if you are really serious, especially with a Mahasandhi, Dzogpa Chenpo, devotion towards the Guru is just, it's like, this is really, make a note of this. I want to see the nature of the mind. I want to practice Dzogpa Chenpo. That, okay, no, let me put it this way. Wait. Okay, yeah, that's it. Jigme Lingpa, actually, this is Jigme Lingpa said. Looking at the nature of the mind is synonymous to devotion towards the Guru. It means the same thing. It's two different words. And in many ways, devotion towards the Guru is much easier because it's much more tangible. Please never ever kid yourself thinking that you have received the Dzogchen instructions and you are always in the relaxing, you are always in the state of the nature of the mind. Please, even for your own face's sake, it's so embarrassing. But, I'm not again discouraging. It's doable, but because pride is, didn't I tell you yesterday, pride is the most, pride and the jealousy. Pride, and then here, pride, very undetectable. In the process of staying in the nature of the mind, you end up collecting lots of pride. Now, all these small questions like, maybe it's big questions like, can one have many gurus, or all of that, these are endless questions. Giant Khentse Rinpoche had 113 gurus. I think Milarepa had only one. So it depends with the different people. But do not, please, I beg you, do not collect gurus to boost your ego. Because you will become chepto, meaning you become just like a kalas, like you become like those the leather that got sipped into water, which is so difficult to make it soft. And among other things, Guru is important because modern day people have one problem of focusing. They can't focus. First of all, modern people are skeptical. Then modern people are always, so they have the habit of changing gadgets, updating gadgets. So that's why focusing becomes difficult. For this kind of reason, for this alone, having a coach, a qualified master, is so important. Some of the technique of doing the Guru Yoga, many times when we do the Guru Yoga, the practitioner are encouraged to visualize themselves as a female deity, a Dakini. And this I also like to explain a little bit because I think it's quite important. Why? It's okay. Just first, relatively, more in a more common way, the feminine energy has the energy or the circumstance of receiving, the receptivity ability is much more with a feminine quality. And here you are to receive the blessing. Okay? But there's something much more important than that. We talk about the wisdom and method. Wisdom is like this water inside. I need to drink this. So the method is like the glass that holds the water so that it's easier, quicker, more comfortable to drink. Although there is no such thing as hierarchy, but if you like to talk about hierarchy, you can say water is higher than the cup because, what you are seeking. The cup is what is helping you to seek. And here, this is so important to know. Guru is the method. You are what needs to be found. You are your wisdom, or you, the wisdom is what needs to be found. So even though there is no such thing, again, the hierarchy here, again, this works so well with the Sutra's teaching when the Buddha said, you are your own boss. Nobody is your boss. It works so well with the, so see, the tantric practice of Guru devotion is nothing to do with, some kind of a theistic, truly existing external guru who will dictate your life. It's got nothing to do with that. So almost all the Guru Yogas, I have not really seen a Guru Yoga that the Guru is a female deity. For instance, like even in the, Khentse Rinpoche Trema or Dujam Trema or any kind of Vajrayogini practices, there's always the Guru as a male and oneself as a female. And this should make the Women's Liberation Organization happy, because wisdom, the feminine energy is what is to be seeking. You are seeking that. And male is the method.